Welcome to Beyond 60 Seconds. I'm your host, Minister Harvey Rhodes, and today's our topic is going to be what young adults say is missing in church. To discuss this topic, I have two wonderful guests with me today. My first guest is Miss Raquel Porter, and my second guest is Miss Coia Caldwell. So, Miss Porter, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yes. Well, I'm currently a college student at Prairie View A&M University, and I'm studying business management.
Okay, all righty, all right. What's your classification?
I am currently a junior.
All right, all right. Now, Miss Caldwell, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I am a college graduate. I graduated in December of 2016 from Baylor University, Sikkim Bears. My major was a health. I was a health science studies major with a business administration minor.
Okay, all right, great, great. Before we get started, I would like to have our guests to get prepared here because I got some good questions for you
Okay.
on this topic. All right, my first question is I'm going to start with Coia.
Okay.
Do you attend church? And what church do you attend?
Okay. I do attend church. I am a member of New Hope Missionary Baptist Church, where Pastor Roy F. Jones II is my pastor.
All right, all right. All right, Miss Porter, do you attend church?
Yes, I do attend church, and I also do attend to New Hope Missionary Baptist Church as well.
Okay, all right, great. Now, my second question is, Miss Porter, how old were you when you started to attend church?
I believe I probably from what I can remember, probably like 5 or 6 years old.
Okay, okay. How about you, Miss Carwell?
From what I can remember, I was around in the third grade, maybe like 8 or 9 years old.
Okay, okay. Now, Miss Carwell, what was your reason for coming to church?
I believe my reason because my parents made me, but as I got older, just kind of started going on my own.
Okay. How about you, Miss Porter? What was your reason for attending church?
Um, Same reason, really. We ain't really had no choice growing up. But as I got older as well, I started attending church, myself.
Okay, great. Um, Miss Porter, what ministries were you involved in church at a young age?
Well, I was a part of the praise praise dance ministry, and I also was in the choir as well.
Okay, all right. Miss Caldwell, what ministry were you in at New Hope Baptist Church?
I think the better question is what wasn't I in? I was an usher, I was praise dancer, choir, young adult choir. I think anything that the youth could have been a part of, I was a part of.
Okay, great. That shows that y'all was pretty active when you was younger. When you
Yes.
was younger. Okay. Now, both of y'all go to church,
Yeah.
and your family brought you up in church. Now, what do you say to your friends when they say, "Why are you going to church all the time?" Miss Porter, you first.
Well, if I have a friend who would ask me that, I would say, personally for me, especially as I got older, I had an understanding is that you always need something to lean on, and God has always been there for me. So I believe that you need your soul fed. So going to church is the reason why I had continued as a young adult.
Oh, okay. All right. Same question to you, Miss Caldwell. One of your friends want to know why you go to church.
I tell them come and find out.
Oh, come see for yourself.
Right.
But just but I'm gonna play devil advocate.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, okay, I don't go to church. Why
Mm.
should I go to church? To hear some old songs, some old men and women sing songs, or every time I turn around, they pass in the basket talking about they want some money, or to hear old preacher talk about some people I don't even know. So why should I come to church? What is my benefit for coming to church? Coya, you first.
I would say, well, what is your benefit for not coming to church? So, I mean, you can still go on, but you have to think of your afterlife, and you got to find what is for you. So every church is not fit for every person. So it doesn't necessarily have to be New Hope Missionary Baptist Church, but as long as you're somewhere and you're at least learning that word, then that's fine with me.
Okay. How about you, Miss Porter?
Um, it kind of goes back into what I was saying like earlier. You have to. Everybody needs some part of God, and although the church that we may go to may not be the church for you, I do believe that you should also attend some type of church to get the type of guidance from God, and to learn who He is, for yourself, because a lot of people may tell you certain things that may not even be true that's in the Bible, while you're reading your word, or if you're not reading and you can just go off of that. So I always say it's better that you see for yourself.
Okay. Now, as you became young adults,
Mm-hmm.
I know when you was younger, you went every Sunday. As you became young adults, what do you feel is missing in church today that will get you more, that will get more young adults going to church and being more consistent participants in church? Ms. Porter, you first. What is
um,
missing?
what is missing? I would say in today's society, churches have been known. Well, depending on what church that you go to, churches have been to prejudge young adults coming in, and I feel like that's not your place to do, because like I said, everybody needs to learn God for themselves, and the first place you should be able to come to and lean on and ask questions is the church. So um I believe that you know whoever your pastor is or your head leader should you know set that example to be open arms to people, especially young adults that are coming in the church.
Okay. All right. Ms. Caldwell, same question to you.
I believe that young adults are missing. It's that you have that middle ground. So you have your youth department where you have your kids and you have your like maybe like teenagers, and then you jump straight into everything as adults. So for instance, you go from the youth department to regular choir, men's and women's ministry. There's not a middle ground, and that's what I feel like that's what's missing from a lot of churches, is there's not anywhere for our young adults to be. And it's like we're just there and we're just kind of sitting there, sitting back and existing. And it's like if you go in, you either like if you join an auxiliary, okay, so you're with older people that you may not be able to relate to, because me as being 27, I will not relate to somebody that's in their 40s. And me also being a 27, vice versa, I won't relate to anybody that is 17. I will relate to them closer, but my struggles will not be the same as a 17-year-old struggles or as a 47-year-old struggle.
Okay. All right. Great. Great. Some great answers. So, what can churches do? What kind of activities do you feel that churches can do that would draw young adults into church and make them more consistent in coming to church? I'm gonna start with you, Coya. What activities could a
Um,
church do?
I think more of, you kind of have, like, for instance, our church kind of has your women's trips, they have their men's trips. I think, and they have times where they get together and they fellowship, stuff like that. I think if we implement that and it's something like, okay, that's something I can go to. There's going to be people there my age, and we can talk about doing something, have open table, open forum, just discuss different things that are going on. That I think that could be something that would help. It doesn't necessarily have to be going somewhere, going on trips. You can start small, have meetings, Zoom meetings, Zoom like time where you just kind of talk, catch up, Bible study, to where it relates to us. And then,
Mhm.
we can work our way forward, build it up more, things like that.
Okay. All right. How about you, Miss Porter?
I would say one way that you can reach young adults is also, word of mouth. I know in our church that, we're very connected. So, as our parents may know, our aunties and uncles, we all grew up with our cousins. So you may know a cousin who's not going to church, and you can be like, hey, give examples of how our church operates, and see if they're interested in coming. So I say that word of mouth never hurt well, and then therefore you may have a whole family, a young adult family coming in to the church.
Okay. Okay. Now, do you think there needs to be something specific for the young adults? Let's say 18 or, yeah, say 18 to 35. Should it be some more specific for young adults? Because there's a lot of things for the older adults. There's a lot of things for the youth. But there's a gap right there. Do you think we should have more something specific for y'all to interact with each other, to get to know each other? Because young adults bring in young adults. So, what do you think we might need to try to talk about, implement in churches that would bring in that group? I'm gonna start with you, Coia.
I do think that there should be an age group or something like that. I would also think something that would help, and that would also help keep young people, or that is engaged, like young people engaged in church. For instance, like your 17-year-olds, your 18-year-olds that are in high school going off to college. Maybe like a time where you can have your college students that come in and that help them apply for colleges, things like that. So that way you're keeping them engaged and interacting with the youth department. And then there's sometimes where, like we still get together. We can do stuff, plan stuff with ourselves. So that age group, where we all interact, the 18 to 35, that's that good age group that we can all get together, and that's a not too big of an age gap to where we're all in the same like generation.
Okay. Miss Porter, what would you like to add to that?
Um, I would basically what you were saying, like kind of create an event where young adults can actually socialize and connect with each other. Everything is social media driven, so a lot of people don't spend time on having one-on-one conversations face to face as they should. So I think it would be more meaningful when you're able to speak to a young adult, or see that example, like Koya was saying, she's a pre-graduate. She has already done her time in college. So I'm looking at her as an example. Okay, I know that I can continue, and if I have questions, oh, I know her, so I can ask her questions. Once it gets closer to time for me leaving, for me to graduate. So I do believe like the connection part is very important.
Okay. You know what? But y'all came up with some good ideas and things, hopefully our elders can chime in and listen, because y'all brought out some real good points. But right now, let me thank our guests for being a part of Beyond 60 Seconds. Also, I would like to thank our audience for tuning in. Beyond 60 Seconds is a New Hope Baptist Church production. You can view us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Also, if you have a topic you would like us to discuss, contact our producer, Ms. Jennifer Hicks, at info@newhopeulster.org. And again, I want to thank my guests and everybody that's viewing in to Beyond 60 Seconds. Thank you.